Night, a high, narrow, valuted Gothic chamber. Sitting at his desk, restless. Look at me. I've worked right through philosophy, right through medicine and jurisprudence, as they call it, and their wedged theology too. Toiled and slaved at it and know no more than when I began. I have my master's degree and my doctor's, and it must be 10 years now that I led my student by the nose this way and that, upstairs and downstairs, and all the time I see plainly that we don't and can't know anything. It eats me up. Of course, I'm ahead of these silly scholars, these doctors and Syriacs and whatnot. I have no doubts of scribbles to bother me, and I slam my fingers at hell and the devil. But I pay the price. I've lost all joy in life. I don't delude myself. I shall never know anything worth knowing. Never had a word to say that might be useful to my fellow men. I own nothing, no money, no property. I had no standing in the world. It's a dog's life and worse. And this is why I gone over to magic, to see if I can get secrets out of the spirit world and not have to go on sweating and seeing things I don't know. Discover, it may be, what it is that holds the world together. Behold with my own eyes its innermost working, and stop all this fooling with words. Oh, if this were the last time the full moon found me here in my agony. How often have I sat at this desk among my books, watching for you in the deep of night, till at last, my melancholy friend, you came. Oh, to be out on the hilltops in your lovely light, floating among spirits as some craven's mouse, or mangling into your windows in the darkness. Oh, to be clear once and for all of this pedantry, this strange, and to wash myself in your dew and be well again. But where am I? Still a prisoner in this stiffly hold these walls, where even the sunlight that flatters in is dimmed and discolored by the painted bands, surrounded from floor to ceiling by dusty, worm-eaten bookshelf with this stodgy paper stuck over them, these instruments everywhere, these beakers, these retorts, and then, on top of that, my family goes and chatters. Call that a world? Is it any wonder that your heart should quail and tremble, and that this ache, this inner truth, should surround your every impulse? When God created man, he put him in the midst of nature's growth, and here you have nothing round you but bones and skeletons and mould and cream. Up, then, out into the open country. And what better guide could I have than this strange book that Nostradamus wrote? With its help I shall follow the movement of the stars. Nature may teach me how spirits talk to spirits. It is futile to braid dryly here over the magic signs. You spirit, hovering about me, hear me and answer. He opens the book and sees the sign of the macrocosm. What a virgin is this, floating on my senses with delight, racing through my nerves and vials with fire and the freshness of youth. Was it a god who set down these signs that hush my inner fever, fill my poor heart with happiness, and with mysterious power make visible the forces of nature about me? Am I myself a god? Such light is given to me. In these pure lines I see the working of nature laid bare. Now I know what the philosopher meant. The spirit world is not closed. It is your mind that is shut, your heart that is in it. Up, my pupil, be confident. Breathe your breast in the door. He contemplates the sign. Oh, what a unity it is! One scene moving through another, the heavenly powers ascending and descending, passing the golden vessels up and down, flying from heaven to earth on fragrant wings, making harmonious music in the universe. What a spectacle! But only a spectacle. Infinite nature, how shall I lay hold of you? How shall I feed at these breasts, these nurturing springs for which I yearn, on which all life depends? When these are offered, must I thirst in vain? He turns the pages angrily and sees the sign of the earth spirit. How differently this sign affects me. You, earth spirit, are closer to me, warming me like wine and filling me with new energy. I'm ready now to adventure into life, endure the world's joy and the world's pain, whistle with its storms and not lose courage in the great shipwreck. See, the room is clouded, the moon is hid. The lamp goes out, vapors rise, redness flashes, terror comes down on me from the valleyed roof. You, spirit that I have sought, I feel you nearest, reveal yourself. My whole being groped and struggled towards sensation I never knew. My heart goes out to you. Reveal yourself, you must, though it cost me my life. He seizes the book and spells out the mystery sign. A red flame flashes, and the spirit appears in the flame. Who calls? With face averted. Appalling. You sought me mightily. You sucked and pulled long at my sphere. And now? I cannot face you. You begged breathlessly to see me, to see my face, hear my voice. I yield to your implorations. Here I am, and now you would be Superman. What abjectness is this? Where now is your spirit's call? Where is the heart that swelled to what size, created its own world, and cherished it rapturously, thinking itself the equal of a spirit's? Where are you, FAUST? Those voices came to me with such pressure, such urgency. Is this FAUST shattered when my breast reaches in a warm wiggling away in terror? Must I give in to you, you flesh imp? Yes, here I am. This is FAUST, your equal. In flows of life, in storm of action, I range up and down. I flow this way and that. I am birth and the grave, an eternal ocean, a changeful waving, a growing life. And thus I walk as a humming loom of time and fashion the earth, God's living garment. You busy spirit roaming the wide world, how close I feel to you. You are not close. You are not equal. You are only equal to what you think I am. Disappears. Collapsing. Not equal to you, me created in God's image, and not even equal to you. A knock. Oh, death, says my famous knocking. Oh, that as a supreme omen, this dull creeping fellow should spoil my west of virgins. Wagner in his nightcap, with a lamp in his hand. Faust turns in annoyance. Forgive me. I heard you declaiming from a Greek tragedy. I've no doubt. This is an art. I wish I was better at it. It was allowed nowadays. They do say an actor should teach a person. Yes, if the person's an actor, as may sometimes be the case. Oh, dear me. When a man is stuck with his study all the time and only sees the world on holidays, from far away, through a telescope, you might say, hardly that. How is he to persuade them of anything? You'll never do this if you don't feel it. If it doesn't come from deep down and win the heart of your horrors with energy unforced. Oh, yes. Stay put in your chairs, paste your clappings together, concrete a stew from other men's tables, blow the pretty little flames from your ash heaps to enter the simple-minded, if that's what suits you. But you'll never move and unite the hearts of men unless your own heart is behind it. But the delivery, the technique, is what makes a good orator. I realize how much I have to learn. Make your living honestly. Don't be a bell-tinkly fool. Intelligence and good sense can be left to speak for themselves. If you really have something to say, do you have to hunt for words and phrases to say it? These smart speeches of yours, packed with tidbits from everywhere, are as unfreshing as the wind in autumn rustling the dry leaves. But art is long, God knows, and this life of ours is short. I often lose heart in my studies and lose confidence too. There's so much to master before you can get back to the sources, and poor fellows we snuff out before we're halfway through. Manuscripts. Is that the sacred spring to quench your thirst forever? You'll never find true refreshment unless it comes from within you. You must pardon me, though. It's a great satisfaction to enter into the spirit of the times, to see what a wise man was said, and then to consider what wonderful progress we've made since. Oh, yes, wonderful indeed. Past ages, my friend, are a book with 7 seals. What you all call the spirit of the times is just your own spirit with the times reflected in it. A sorry sight it often is, I must say. One glass is enough to make you wrong. A garbage can make a lumber room, or at best, a blood and sand play with excellent moral souls and saints, good enough perhaps for a puppet show. But the world around us, the human heart and mind, everyone wants to know about it. Know about it. What sort of knowing? Who tell you the honest truth? The few men who really knew and didn't keep what they knew to themselves, but told the world what they felt and thought have been burned and crucified from the beginning of time. But excuse me, friend, it's very late. We must stop now. I could stay up all night, conferring with you so intellectually. But tomorrow is Easter Sunday, and you must allow me to come and ask you one or two more questions. I've kept my nose to the grindstone and I know a lot, but I want to know everything. Off. Alone. Strange they don't lose hope altogether. Always busy with things that don't matter. Digging greedily for treasure and happy when they come across an earth room. To think that this prosody was sounded here in my room when the air was strong with spirits. But for once, you miserable wretch, I'm grateful to you. You saved me from despair that was not far from destroying me. This apparition was so tremendous. It made a dwarf of me a nothing. Shaped in God's imagine was I. Considered it illusion in the clear light of heaven, thinking I was soon to look into the mirror of eternal truth after leaving morality far behind me. What presumption! Imagine I was greater than the angels, able to move on my own accord in natural swing and create like one of the gods. Oh, the punishment! One thundering words had brought me low. Equally with you, I cannot claim. I have the strength to summon you, but not the strength to hold. In the supreme moment, I feel at once so great and so small. And then ruthless you throw me back into insanity, the common lot of men. Who would tell me what next to do? Or what not to do? Shall I abandon my quest or not? The things we do cramp us not less surely than the things that are done to us. Our noblest souls soon lose their purity in the truth that invites them. Then well comfort sophists and ideas are despised. The lofty sentiments that were the breeze of life to us are smothered in the earthly rubble. Time was when your imagination with bold and hopeful flight would reach out into infinity, but when, in the wiggling, misfortunes come, then little room is all the room it needs. Care at once lodges deep in the heart, clothing itself in endless disguises and bringing disquietude and those mysterious pains. Whatever courses our mind, nothing is free from it. Fire, water, dagger, poison, family, property. You quack at the thought of what doesn't happen, and you weep for the loss of what you never lose. I'm not like the gods. I know it now. I'm like the worm, wiggling in the dust, the worm that feeds on the dust and is crushed to nothing by the passing food. What it is but dust. This high world shutting me with its hundreds compartments and all this rubbish, this countless moth-eating trivialities that besets me. Can I be expected to find what I want here? Am I to read in 1,000 books that men have always been harassed and that one of them was happy here and there? You, empty grimly skull, what have you said to me? All you can say is that your poor brain like mine once groped for the light and the truth only to go grievously astray as a clothes. As for these instruments, they mock me, these wells and coals and rollers. I stood at the gate, they were the keys. Complicated enough, but they didn't lift the latch. You can't pluck nature's well, she stays a mistress in full daylight. What she doesn't choose to reveal, you can't force out of her with screws and levers. These old things are only here because they were my father's. I never used them. This parchment has been gathering soot from my smoking lamp for years. Better by far it would have been to squander the little I had than to go on sweating here under the weight of it. What you inherit from your forebears isn't yours unless you do something with it. Things unused are a sore burden. Only your creativeness, moment by moment, you can turn them to account. But now this flax here, can it be magnetic? Why does it suddenly reveal my attention, easing and clearing my mind, like moonlight floating in the dark forest? Come down, you rare, you sacred dot, you tribute to man's cunning. You blend of subtle portions, quietness of opiates. Show your master what you can do for him. I look at you, my pain is less. I take hold of you, my stress relaxes. The floor type on my spirit ebbs, and the high sea beckons. The great waters sparkle at my feet. A new day invites me to new shores. A fiery chariot comes, swaying down for me. I'm ready to follow a new course, ready for new activity in a purest form. What exaltation, what divine joy, and what a reversal, deserved or not. A warm and now this, yes, turn your back on the straight sunlight, tear open the gates, others shrink from approaching. The time has come to show by your deeds that man in moral courage is equal to the gods, bold enough to face that dark horrific carbon and force his way to the narrow passage great with flames of hell, and do it sincerely, even at the risk of lapsing into nothingness. And now I take this long-forgotten crystal loving cup down from its old case. I remember how it figured at family parties and how the guests were amused when the pledger did his duty, invited a ram to interpret the declarations, and emptied the cup as a dot. There's no friend of my youth to pass it on to this time, nor any need for rhyming. This is a drink that soon intoxicates, the drink that I prepared, the chosen drink darkening the brimming cup. I pledged it with all my heart to the new day. He puts the cup to his lips, church bells and troll. Christ is risen, joy to the mortal no longer swelled in fleshly ills, inherited, introduced, renews. What heavy burden, what high note is this that pulls the glass from my lips with such force? Do these deep bells announce the Easter festival? Is this the true scene, the comforting words first sown by angels as a darksome grave, giving assurance of a new faith, a new covenant? We, his faithful ones, anointed and laid him in shoals, and now he is no longer here. Christ is risen. Happy the lover of mankind. His sad and saving ordeal past. Why do you seek me in the dust, you heavenly notes, strong and gentle at once? Ring out elsewhere for weaker men. I hear your message well enough, but I lack the faith that fathers your miracle. I don't aspire to those regions whence your message comes. And yet, these songs, known to me from early years, call me back to life. I remember Sabbaths when in the stillness the kiss of heavenly love was granted me. In those days the paling bells were full of promise, and to utter a prayer was a rapture of delight. A strange, sweet yearning would draw me out into the veins and wounds where floods of tears gave birth, it seemed, to an inner world. This is the song that urged in the merry games of childhood and the festival of springtime, so free, so happy. Memory piety holds me from this last step of all. Ring out, sweet bells, my tears come. Earth has won me back again. He that was sublime in life has gone up from the sepulchre, and is beginning now to share the joy of creation. Master, we who languish here on earth bemoan your fortune. Christ is risen out of corruption. Rejoice and free yourself. Go forth and praise him in good works, promising blessedness. Then the Master will be near. He will be among you.